Welcome back to Explain the Charts, your go-to channel for in-depth market analysis. Today, July 29th, 2025, all eyes are on the Nasdaq as QQQ, the Nasdaq 100 tracking ETF, continues its impressive run. Recent headlines confirm that both the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq Composite have eked out new all-time records. This upward movement has been fueled by optimistic sentiment around recent earnings reports and even a new EU trade deal. However, investors are holding their breath as this week is crucial, with more big tech earnings announcements looming and a pivotal Federal Reserve decision on the horizon. The market's current state suggests cautious optimism, with gains being incremental rather than explosive, indicating that participants are keenly awaiting these significant economic catalysts. We're seeing futures rising ahead of these events, which signals anticipation, but also a potential for volatility depending on the outcomes. Let's now turn to the charts to see how this news is translating into price action. Starting with the daily chart, we can clearly see QQQ has been in a robust uptrend over the past year, showcasing strong bullish momentum. Notice the impressive recovery from the April 2025 lows around $402, which acted as a significant long-term support level, bouncing back vigorously. Another key support area emerged around $490 during a correction in late February and early March 2025. The overall trajectory is undeniably upward, forming higher highs and higher lows, a classic characteristic of a strong bull market. Volume analysis on the daily chart shows some spikes during significant price moves, particularly during the April 2025 rebound, indicating strong conviction behind the buying pressure. The current price is hovering around its all-time highs, making these levels a critical point of interest for traders. The peak of $568.14 on July 28, 2025, serves as immediate resistance, and any sustained break above it would confirm continued bullish strength. Conversely, a failure to hold these levels could see QQQ retesting previous minor support zones. Now, let's zoom in on the daily chart's recent activity, specifically from May 2025 onwards, to better understand the current push to new records. Here, we observe a more sustained, albeit sometimes gradual, ascent, perfectly aligning with the news of the Nasdaq eking out records rather than surging. Each dip has been met with buyers, preventing any significant pullbacks, a sign of underlying demand. This suggests that while there's bullish sentiment, a degree of caution or profit-taking is also present at these elevated levels. The candles in this period show smaller bodies compared to earlier strong rallies, indicating reduced volatility day-to-day, but a consistent grind upwards. The volume on these smaller upward movements has been moderate, suggesting that while buyers are present, they are not aggressively chasing prices without confirmation. We can see horizontal consolidation around the $550 level in early July, which quickly transformed into a new support as the price moved higher. Maintaining above $550 is crucial for the short-term bullish narrative. Switching our focus to the 15-minute chart, specifically the period from July 24th to July 28th, 2025, we gain a granular view of the immediate price action. The chart reveals periods of tight consolidation, particularly during non-market hours and early trading sessions, where price movements are minimal. However, during core trading hours, we see distinct upward pushes, followed by slight pullbacks and continued consolidation. For instance, on July 28th, there was a noticeable rally early in the trading session around 1300 hours Universal Time Coordinated, pushing QQQ towards its daily highs. The recent 15-minute candles show the price holding firm just below the $569 mark, indicating short-term strength, but also hinting at a lack of immediate catalysts for a decisive breakout. Day traders should watch for breakouts from these tight consolidation ranges, supported by a surge in volume, to signal directional moves. Conversely, a breakdown below the intraday support levels, like the $567 mark seen on July 28th, could indicate profit-taking or increased bearish pressure. The current tight trading range suggests that market participants are waiting for the upcoming major economic news before committing to larger positions. In summary, QQQ is currently at an intriguing juncture. The short-term bullish argument rests on the consistent upward trend, new all-time highs, and positive market sentiment surrounding earnings season. The market's ability to eke out records even with caution suggests underlying strength and demand for tech. However, the immediate bearish concerns center around the critical Fed decision and major tech earnings due this week. Should the Fed adopt a hawkish tone or big tech companies deliver disappointing outlooks, we could see a sharp reversal. For short-term trades, look for a clear break and sustained close above $569 to signal further upside, targeting areas towards $570 or $575, though this is less likely without strong positive news. A pullback to the $565 level could act as immediate support, and a break below $560 would likely lead to a test of the $550 support, which is moderately likely if Fed is hawkish. Long-term, as long as QQQ holds above the $520 to $525 area, the overarching bullish trend remains intact, making reversals from those levels highly likely if broader market conditions support. Keep a close eye on the volume accompanying any breakout or breakdown. Higher volume reinforces the validity of the move. Also, watch for any surprises from upcoming economic data, as these can quickly shift market sentiment and invalidate technical patterns.